Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Nurul Iman, Ahmad Bukhari, and today we're going to talk about Chapter 5, Analyzing Questions, Brainstorming, and Developing the Essay Outline. So let's go. You can follow along in your textbook, pages 41 to 50. So the content for today is number one, analyzing the question, number two, brainstorming, and number three, developing the essay outline. Now let's begin with the first content, which is analyzing question. So here are the steps to analyze a question. For detail, it's in your textbook, but we'll go over in the slides in summary. All right, so step one, find the instruction words. So what you need to do is first in the question that you receive from your assignment, you have to find the instruction words. So you locate and highlight the words that show instruction. For example, describe, analyze, or discuss. So you can see that on the paper. Okay, step two, find the topic. Now, you have to identify the specific topic of the questions. What is the topic? The topic is the general subject of the assignment question. Next, step three, you can paraphrase the question. Now, look at the question and think about different ways you can reword the question. Now, you can use the WH questions: who, what, where, when, who, and how. And step four, find limits. Determine the question's limits. For example, look at the question and find limits such as the time period, how long do you have, or specific areas of the topic given, or maybe word limits. Now, this is an example where step one, you find the instruction words. Step two, finding the topic. As you can see here, it says the COVID-19 pandemic on university students' learning experience. That is the topic. And then try to paraphrase the question in order to understand it. For example, from the word impact, okay, we try to understand using other words, for example, influence maybe or effects. And then finally, step four, we find the limits. So in this question, it has been allocated to 700 to 800 words. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, which is brainstorming, which is the second content of this lesson. So, what are the benefits of brainstorming? First is create a plot or an outline, picking a topic, develop ideas and alternatives, and then focus on the topic and address each aspect of it. So, these are the benefits of brainstorming. Okay, so next we're going to go talk about brainstorming techniques for writing. Now, these techniques are very effective, so you should try these techniques. Number one, cluster. Okay, for brainstorming, you need to cluster your ideas. You can organize your ideas by mapping out in visual forms. So these are different ways. Whatever way um, is which is suitable for you, you can use it, okay, based on your own preference. So the first way or technique is clustering, where you can use mind maps or any visual forms to cluster ideas, all right, and have it visually drafted on paper. So as you can see here, this is an example in a mind map. All right. Next, okay, the second technique is by listing. Okay, so to those people who do not see things from mind maps, you can do listing where you can just list your thoughts in organized ideas in a list form instead of visual form like mind maps. Okay, so that's the second one. The third technique is free writing, right? So free writing is when you write as much as you possibly can about a certain topic without the fear of being organized. So clustering and listing requires organized thoughts, okay? However, free writing is a technique where you just get your ideas out first, and then after that you get yourself organized. So these techniques are very effective depending on what you prefer. Now, for the third content of this lesson, developing the essay outline. So this, ladies and gentlemen, all right, the outline is actually the roadmap the roadmap for your essay. So the first thing that you need to do is develop the essay outline. So there are three steps based on the textbook on how to develop the essay outline. So number one, understand the purpose of the essay. Okay, understanding the purpose of the essay. Step two, brainstorming and identifying key ideas. And step three, organizing the key ideas. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how an essay outline looks like. This is the format where we begin with the topic and title. Okay, so the topic or title should be placed first at the top. Next is the introduction, where you start with a hook or attention grabber, then the relevant background, and then the thesis statement. Right. Next is the body paragraph, where there should be three body paragraphs at least. Okay, where we begin with the topic sentence, then supporting details and examples for each of the three body paragraphs. And finally is the conclusion, where you need to make sure you have the restate statement of the problem and position, okay, the summary of key points, and then closing sentences, which includes final comments, future focus, and next steps. Next steps. And finally, after the conclusion, you should have your references list with citation of the source information, the sources that you use to get the information from. Now, for a very good example of how an actual essay outline might look like, you can refer to page 47 in your textbook, as so, like I'm showing you right now, okay, where it shows a topic, an essay outline developed based on the topic about social media. So it's very interesting. So make sure you go right to your textbook on page 47 till page 49 to be enlightened and better understand how an actual essay outline looks like. And make sure yours does look something like this. And so with that, I thank you. Bye bye.